real right now.
Mr. DL.
222 222. Who's off? I could just lose your mind.
Yes, we are here. Episode 84 of the Danger Zone podcast with
Big Shook.
Mr. DL.
And Chef Tanya Nicole.
84 episodes deep. Here we go. What's going on in the world of hip hop this week, Big Shook?
Well, just period in general, man. Shout out to Will Smith.
Hell yeah.
He celebrates the 33rd year anniversary of when the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air came out. It took his whole career and life to a whole nother level. Will Smith has been a rapper and an Oscar winner, amongst other things, but everything in his mainstream career can be credited back to the once zeitgeist creating a moment, the debut of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. The actor took to his Instagram on last Sunday, to pay tribute to that monumentous occasion which happened on 33 years ago. The crazy thing about it is, you know, everybody watched that show. We didn't know what to expect when it first came on, you know what I mean? But it was amazing, like, you know, that he was funny, he was a natural, you know what I'm saying?
So, do you know the history of how he got that role?
Well, you can say, I got some more stuff to say.
Oh, go ahead, go. You can finish, then we'll get to it.
Go ahead, tell the history.
So Will Smith was a Grammy Award-winning rapper who was broke as a joke. He had no money. He was riding the bus. People recognizing him on the bus. He just couldn't make the money. He couldn't figure out. He was a kid, you know what I mean? Couldn't figure out how to make the money yet. And his girlfriend at the time told him, "You need to start mingling with some of these celebrities. So Arsenio Hall loves you. Why don't you go hang around Arsenio Hall show and just hang out in the back? Maybe they'll ask you to come out." You know, so he would hang around there. He would hang around.
What did he say?
He would hang around on the Arsenio Hall show backstage, and one day someone invited him to a party at Quincy Jones's house, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll go." So he rolled up to the party at Quincy Jones's house, and when we met Quincy Jones, he was like, "Will Smith, I got a movie for you. I got a TV show in mind for you. I got a this in mind for you." He saw something in Will Smith that no one had seen yet. You know what I mean? And he said, so there's a whole party full of celebrities, Hollywood bigwigs, famous people. And he goes, "It's Quincy Jones. You can say whatever he wants, you know?" He says, "Everybody, shut the fuck up. Be quiet. This is Will Smith. He's going to be the next big thing. Here, Will, here's a scene. Act this scene out. Act this scene out for everybody. You're good. Act it out." And he was like, "Oh." So he felt on the spot. So we went to the side with Quincy Jones, and he said, "I want to do this for you. Give me 2 weeks. Let me study this scene. Let me study this so I could really nail it for you. I could really do it." And Quincy Jones says, "Yeah, that's perfect. Actually, Will Smith. Yeah, you do that. And you call my office in 2 weeks, and my secretary is going to tell you to call back in 2 weeks. And then you call back in 2 weeks again, and she's going to tell you to call back in 5 weeks. Or you can read this right now in front of everybody that you need to read it in front of and change your life forever." So he said, "Give me 5 minutes." And he read over the script. He came out and he wowed the whole room. And he said, "What's this show idea?" And he goes, "I didn't have a show idea. Now I do." And
Here's the story all about how my life got switched.
It's a fabulous story because also it catapulted him into the level of making movies and then the stratosphere of stardom because he was good at it. So shout out to Will.
It's just so crazy. Like, you can do it right now. You can do it right now and change your life, or you can never. This opportunity is going to just pass you. I thought that was crazy.
They posted a picture. He posted a picture. Shout out to Uncle Phil. You know, we know Avery. You know, he passed away.
James Avery.
Peace. Yeah, but he said he posted a month ago the whole Fresh Prince cast. It was a trailer, and the reunion. It was for a reunion, I guess they're gonna have. You know, so reunion show. So it's set in the Banks family home. Tatiana Ali, Karen Parsons, Joseph Marcel, Daphne Maxwell Reid, and Alfonso Ribeiro, and that DJ Jazzy Jeff will all be a part of that. So we'll look out for that, which is next, coming up for him, man. So shout out, 33 years on that, man. And, you know what I'm saying? Bel Air, let's get it.
That show was
good.
That show was great. I thought that show was good.
Mm-hmm.
Monday night NBC, I think that show was killing it. Ice Cube performing on stage, and his cameraman was all up in his way. Did you see that?
He was all up in his what?
All up in his way. He wouldn't get out. Like Ice Cube was trying to rap, and the cameraman was all up in his face. He was like, "Yo,
what did Ice Cube do?
Get the fuck out of my way."
He said that? Like straight up?
It was great. I was like, as a cameraman, I know when you try to get the shot,
You're so focused that you're.
But as a cameraman, you should know. You need to know your surroundings. You need to know where you are, so you don't fall off the stage when you're walking backwards trying to film Ice Cube yell at you. So I thought that was hilarious.
That shit looks like you smoking a Q-tip, yo. This is long and skinny, boy.
All the time, Fife. I got jokes.
What else we got? Oh yeah. Have you ever heard?
What's up?
I love when he starts laughing before he says what he's gonna say. He's like dying over here, Big Shug.
Have you ever heard this? We just saw a guy who calls black women female brothers.
He was like, so-and-so female brother.
I said, what did that guy just say? And then he said it again. I was dying.
One thing that's adequate about that information, or even speaking like that, unfortunately, there are a bunch of female brothers running around these days.
Oh, snap.
So, it is what it is, man. I guess he ain't lying. Everything.
So we just saw that. We thought that was hilarious. I couldn't stop laughing at that.
He was like, yeah, because I love the female brothers. Like, what?
But, yeah, well, see, so he might have been actually speaking on something that, that was above people's heads saying that.
I don't know. What was the 3 actresses or whatever? What was the 3 people that he named that he said he liked?
Oh, shit.
It was like Mia Long?
He liked Beyonce.
Beyonce, definitely. Wasn't it Mia Long?
Nah, I forget.
I love me some Mia Long.
Well, yeah. Well, her name's Nia.
I'll have you know.
Her name isn't Mia Long, it's Nia Long, so just let you know.
Listen, I love her too.
I have you know, man, that I have never been enamored with female brothers. So it's
Big Shug, what's a female brother in your mind? Like if I said I was hanging out with so-and-so, my female brother.
Well, today
maybe that didn't work. That wouldn't work actually.
There's people running around as female brothers, and there's also back in the day in the jail life, a female brother would have definitely been something. So
okay, I see.
To each his own, to each his own bone.
That's the best part about the world.
Right. Queen Latifah sang the national anthem, right?
Oh yeah, where?
She's very talented in multiple ways, man. And I remember seeing her sing for the first time years back, and her mother was talking about Dana, which is her true name, was more talented in singing. When I first heard her sing, I was like, damn, Queen Latifah's nice. You know what I mean? I actually felt like, even to this day, like we still could do a song and probably kind of fly,
Oh.
But she has musical versatility that cannot be denied. And she proved that again when she sang the national anthem at a football game. The ladies' first rapper donned the white pantsuit as she belted out the Star Spangled Banner. September 10th, this past Sunday, when the New York Giants faced off against the Dallas Cowboys at MetLife Stadium. The performance served as double duty, as it was also a tribute to the 9/11 with fallen soldiers, and the fallen people, sorry, soldiers. And the performance is online if someone would like to look at it. She's also the first female rapper to receive the prestigious Kennedy Center nomination. It was announced that she will become the first female rapper to be honored at the Kennedy Center Awards on December 3rd. CNN revealed that the UNITY rapper will be honored alongside Billy Crystal, opera singer Renee Fleming, Barry Gibb of the Bee Gees, and singer the great Dionne Warwick. So kudos to her. Shout out to Queen Latifah.
Congratulations.
You know what I mean? I first started doing my things in the hip hop as far as in New York. You know, she was always around, like I always tell all the rappers were around. I seen her at quite a few events, you know. And it was so dope, dude, too, back then, because the way I was announced was, yeah, I'm Big Suge. But the way I was announced at that particular time was, this is the first dude on the militia. You know what I'm saying? And when you would hear, because it was popping much, when you would hear people after it was said to them, you know, because this might have been before the video, you know what I mean? And then I was like, wow, so they all feeling it. You know what I mean? Because it was obviously it was nothing that I had dealt with before. You know what I mean? So I was like, wow, everybody knows about that. Oh, that person's fine. That person's dope. So, you know, shout out to her though, man. And her and her moms, I told you, were at that release party and all the fight broke out. But, you know, they slid out kind of fly, you know, even though I think she's a black girl or something. But, you know, shout out to Queen Latifah, man. She's one of the greats, man. She, you know, like I said, I post a lot of the rappers for the celebration of the 50th year. She's coming up because she to me, she's awesome with her show on TV. When she was on that comedy, Living Single, she was good. I liked
her a lot on Living Single. Actually, yeah. I liked her in Barbershop. Her character in Barbershop, I liked.
We are living.
I also like that movie she was in, and when Common was her love interest. That movie was dope too. Like, you know, they both.
Oh, the basketball movie, and then the one she had with LL. Yeah, the basketball movie. She had one with Common that he was a basketball player. She was a physical therapist.
Yeah, you know, so they was eating that. But nah, it was other than that though, you know. So shout out to her. Also to our man, it is what it is. The pause innovator, Cameron, was wilding out, partying, on the sidelines at Deion Sanders' Colorado's game. So, you know, he holding down Deion and all that. And it's from front to back. You know, he had a terrific time. He was spotted by several cameras. Of course, you know, he was going to ham it up for the cameras anyway. It is what it is, man. You know what I mean? So shout out to him and shout out to Deion, man. That's another thing we'll talk about and slide into sports even more. But it's still a great thing that Deion's doing because there's no magic potion, man. There's just if anyone don't know the story, he coached at Jackson State, an HBCU. That was okay, but he made them a powerful team, a powerhouse. And I think 3 or 4 years, I'm not exactly sure, so don't quote me on that. But after that, he left to go coach Colorado. Now, a lot of people were disgruntled because they figure, oh, you left the HBCU and you're supposed to do this and some things he said. But okay, he moved on. Now he goes to Colorado and says, I'm bringing my son, who was a quarterback at Jackson State, and another one was defensive back. I'm bringing them with me, and I'm bringing other players through the portal, transfer portal. So when he got there, people were like, okay, that's still Colorado. They suck. Like, they won't be any good or whatever. So it doesn't matter if you're Deion, Neon, prime time, whatever. So
yeah,
they
just beat Nebraska.
They were big Nebraska. Their first game against TCU, and they beat them by a few points, but that was a great upset. And they were picked to win anything. And then they played Nebraska this past week, and they trounced. So shout out to Deion, man, and the team, the squad, because he's the coach. But in college football, the coach is the one who gets the most light. You know what I mean? Because that makes the program grow. Yeah. So shout out to Deion, man. Keep on pushing. Colorado plays Colorado State this week. That should be a layup too. But we'll see what's good, man. But also, I just seen your man Chris Verone. He said give DL a shout out, tell him what's up. You know, he was talking to me about getting a strand and doing this other thing, whatever. Saw some shit. So
yeah, he just sent me a link where, as you know, I'm voted top 50 weed songs of all time by High Times magazine. But he just sent me some list that a song that I produced is the best underground weed song of 2023, and I appreciate that, everybody who who voted for that or who whatever, however that came about, but that song is not from 2023. So,
Well, the people are voting.
I think it's like 21 or something. But it's cool that, you know, it's cool shit catches steam when it catches steam or whatever. But yeah, that's dope. But I wanted to talk about Busta Rhymes real quick. This man is not going anywhere ever. He's never going anywhere. It's never gonna happen. He just put a new song out with Bia, which became the biggest song of the summer. And now I think Friday he's dropping, which probably gonna top that, with Coi Leray.
Yeah.
So did it come out already?
No.
Yeah, so I think it comes out Friday. So talk about people who are able to just move along with the times. This is the example, the prime example to his generation, generations before him and generations after him. Look what he can do without sounding ridiculous and sound like he sold his soul or is trying to fit in. He is the trend-setting dude. So,
It's amazing because sometimes when I think about that and the way he is, I think about people that were able to transcend like a Babyface too, and you know, working with younger and new artists. Also Rick James, you know, because he had produced an entire album for the Temptations, and they didn't sound like kind of wild or crazy. It was just blending. So this blending thing's kind of went on for a while. But as far as hip hop, I remember years. Naughty by Nature did a song with these little chicks. I forget the name of their group, but it looked kind of mad weirdo because dudes look like grown men, like rapping with kids that were girls, like women. So, or kids. So it looked kind of weird, man. It wasn't, you know. It's like, okay, and people didn't take to that too kindly. But Busta, man, has one of them talents that, you know, and I think Jay-Z is the same actually, as far as when it comes to that, where you can rhyme like he can rhyme with one of these new people and younger or whatever, and create the lane of what's going on.
Yeah.
And sounds. I mean, there's some guys that might not pull it off because, you know, you ain't trying to look like a Manny Petty, you know, doing a song with somebody mad younger. You know what I mean? You know, if people can get to that, man, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Taco Bell.
Yeah, so last thing in hip hop was Nas says that his new album coming out with Hit Boy, Magic 3, is his last project with Hit Boy.
Good. I mean, I think he's one of the greatest of all time, and this is my dude. I remember, like I told you, meeting him at 15, 16, what have you. But, you know, sometimes you got to move around. Like, I think the shit with Preem is going to be some more banging ass shit. But, you know, you give people a few shots, man, and then you just, you know, you keep it moving. So
you think his joint with Primo is going to do better than like the music he's making with Hit Boy, with more current sound?
I mean, it might, only because it's I think it's kind of like a brand. What I mean is people know like Preem and Nas. If Jay did an album with him, it's gonna do good.
Yeah.
You see, because that's a lane people know. Like, okay, it's all Preem beat. Like you can buy that from Nas. Like you're gonna buy that. You know what I mean? Whereas well, if you think about it too, producers are from Premier's that era. They're not even blending with the younger dudes or whatever as much as he is, as far as a producer. So, yeah, I think it'll be good. We'll see. We'll see how it works. Anyway, what's good? You there?
Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah, I see you, Rip. I don't see them, though.
You don't see us? We're here.
We're still
Oh,
here.
now, I thought Rip. I didn't see y'all. Y'all see Rip now?
Yeah. When he talks, you're going to see him. When we talk, you're going to see us.
Yeah, because when I was like, where y'all at? Y'all was quiet as a church mouse. But I'm like, yo, what the hell? Yo, so listen, man, we here episode 4, man. With the main
Episode
man.
4?
Episode
Huh?
84.
Oh, I thought he said episode 4.
He did.
Yo, once you start smoking, man, I said 84. It sounds, you probably heard the 4, but once you start smoking, you start losing it, man. But you good. Anyway,
That's true.
episode 84 of the Danger Zone podcast, man. We're here today with the man, Boston hip hop rapper, man, grown ass man, Rip Shop. What's good, Rip
Yes,
Shop?
sir. I can't call it, bro. How are you?
I'm well, man. We're glad to have you here and chop it up, man. And we ain't gonna have you too
Happy
long.
to be here.
I'll hold you too long for us. Smash. Anyway, right? So
Pause
check
and
it, right?
smash? Mario?
Huh?
Is this Super Mario's? He said pause and smash.
Yeah, because that's like once you pause it, that's a smash. You fucked up. Anyway, right? We gonna move on. So Rip, so I want you to tell the people, man. You know what I'm saying? How did Rip Shop come about? Why, where you're at right now, where you came from, man. You know what I'm saying? And why you matter, like, to this hip hop world. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I started rhyming in 83. At 11, just started writing, playing around, you know what I mean? Off the head first. Me and my cousin formed a little rap group. You know what I mean? It didn't really amount to nothing, but I met Rich Five after high school. I'm not sure if you're familiar with Rich Five.
The name,
I'm sure you have to be. From Mattapan, yeah. He did work with Ant Live and Ant Live. What's Eric B's brother? Well, I mean, he huh?
No,
He did some work with Ant Live and Edo G. So after that, I joined his rap group called Urban Dwellers. You know what I mean? Mixed Nuts came out of that, which is what I was a part of too, back in the early 90s. My first record was on Raucous Records in 99. And then after that, 2001, I was on Fat Beats. And after that, I just been featured on Mad Joints, and I met Drama in 2003.
Right.
And then me and Drama, you know what I mean, started working on projects.
So,
You know what I mean?
where you get the name Rip Shop? Like, was that always your hip hop name, or did you have?
Nah. My name was Cool MC Rip, and I patterned that after Cool DJ Red Alert. Like, he had the Cool and the MC, so Cool and the DJ, so I had Cool and the MC. But I don't know if you're familiar with Cash. You know Cash, Mattapan.
That died?
Sweet Cousin Cash? Yeah, God bless the dead.
Of course. Yes, of course.
He gave me my name.
Oh, okay.
Because he was like, yo, your name sound a little too old school, fam. I was like, yeah, it kind of do. So Rip Shop just clicked.
Rip
You know
Shop
what I mean?
is better than Rim Job. So, you know what I'm saying? Rip Shop.
The Danger Zone.
Hey, DL, you know what it is. But go ahead. So you come to Rip Shop. So
What does that mean?
now there was some things that I would be hearing, in the hood, in the city when you was, doing a few things. And I met basically Drama, and music connecting. So I know that you and Drama, like, you did a few projects together.
Yeah, we did 3.
Okay, and can you give me the names of those?
Playtime's Over, that came out in 2007. The Authenticity, that came out in 2010. And Regime Change, that came out in 2016.
Okay, so I was privy to be a part of, I know, Regime Change, and what was the other one, the first one?
The Authenticity, mind blowing.
Yeah, mind blowing. That's my shit too. I want to hear that shit. That's my shit, man, right there, man. You know what I'm saying? Because Drama, man, Drama to hit or miss. Because you listen enough to his beats, you're gonna pick out some good ones. You know what I'm saying? Some of them I tell him like, damn, man, you're losing your mind for a hot minute. But I mean, he posted. So you and how long was you really dealing with him? Like, how long was y'all rocking? And what did you do? What came out of it? Anything or
I mean, just them 3 projects, and we came out with a mixed CD called Pioneer, 2011. Yeah, I mean, so 2003 to 2016, we 3 albums. You know what I mean?
So
yeah, that's about it.
I mean, so I saw also a collaboration of you, and I want to say, as a group for a moment, I want to say maybe Twice Down and
Yeah.
Shaq.
Boston City.
Okay, so
Mantella.
explain something
So
about.
yeah, it's funny because Twice Style hit me up on an inbox on Facebook, right? This is just when me and Drama released Regime Change. They asked me if I wanted to be on this project about police brutality against black men. I'm like, yeah, why not? And you know what I mean? So it was Mantella, huh?
No, I didn't say that.
It was Mantera, Twice Style, me, Rod, Champagne Rod, Terra's brother, E-Rock from the Foundation, but originally it was Finalia. Yeah, so it was us 6.
So was Castro wasn't in that?
Yeah. I forgot to mention him. Yeah, Sandro was in it. Yeah.
Okay, shout out to Castro too.
Shout out.
Twice and all that, man. Terror, he was on the show. So did y'all make a project or what was the situation?
Shit, we did an album's worth of joints. It just never released. We got 2 videos. Still FTP. Still Fuck the Police. Harry. You know what I mean? So our whole project came out of it. It just never got released.
Wow.
I mean, you got 6 grown men with kids and married, and you know what I mean? It's gonna be hard.
Right. I mean, the way you even do things when you've done it for a while or whatever, like myself anyway, is so you have to be able to have, it's actually about what it's for. What I mean is,
Yeah.
I could be blessed enough to be making a living off of just doing that hip hop or whatever is terrific. But then for some who, a lot of people today, even rappers who was popular in the 90s or whatever we had on the show, they also a job, you know what I mean? So the focus is to live comfortably, man, and to be who you want to be and who you are at all times. So if you don't earn, man, then like people we talk about it, they think it's flawed. Not work ain't flawed for people, but yo, you could either be a bum, you know, or you could just be the man, or so to speak, in your family or whatever. That's still terrific. Because if you could go out to eat somewhere, hang somewhere when you feel like it, you know what I mean, chill, or whatever, comfortable and feel like whatever, paid, then you good. That's life. If this thing can progress, and there's a lot of opportunities to get money out of this, even more so now.
Yeah, you're good in life, but you're never gonna make it with that mentality, because you have to be able to move when it's time to move. Like if you wake up, you're getting ready for work, you're brushing your teeth for work, and someone calls you and they say, yo, Jay-Z just heard your record and they need you in the studio in 3 hours. You have to go to New York City. You can't go to work.
Yeah, you're gonna have to be ready to make that. Yeah,
like you can't go to work and
that's the decision.
I mean, what are you gonna say? Like, I can't. I gotta work. Like,
no, you're right. I'm just saying, like there's a part to it of being a good rapper. That's not the hard part. To me, like that's not the hard part in being a successful artist. That's the easy part. I meet a bunch of good rappers every day. It's just you have the drive to do it, the ambition,
and sometimes the opportunity.
You know what?
Opportunity, yeah.
You know what else?
Finance.
You know what up, though? You know what else, right? So sometimes you might have that rapper who's like, okay, I'm gonna do this. All right, I'm down to do that, right? But then in their relationship, after if they've been with someone for a while or what have you, too, and it ain't really popped. Like sometimes the other party, your wife, whatever, might be like, damn, man, you still doing, like you already did so and so, so you're still doing that. And sometimes that's gonna make a person be, especially if you're old, like, damn, yeah.
You'd be like, you still doing your hair? You still getting your hair done every week? Fucking.
I mean,
it's Victoria's Secret calling you to fucking be on the cover with that hairdo. Nah, look, you keep doing that.
I know.
I'm gonna keep doing this.
I know a few rapping dudes that's mad nice, and they don't even rhyme no more just because real life for them was, it wasn't pulling in what they need. They couldn't do it. So you know what I mean. But so I got a question, man. I got a question that's serious amongst men. We want to know your MCs, your favorite top 10. Now we got Tanya here, and she's the chef, Nicole. But right now, we want to know what's up with your soul. Give us your favorite 10. Let's do it.
Favorite top 10 MCs?
Yes, for you.
No particular order, right?
No.
Mhm.
No.
I'd say Black Thought, Nas,
Right.
Jay-Z, Rakim,
Mm-hmm.
Big Daddy Kane. What's that? Like, how many is that?
5.
Got 5 more.
5 more. 5
5?
more.
Of all time, huh?
Yeah,
Coogee
for you.
Rap.
Oh.
Mhm.
Coogee Rap. KRS-One.
Yeah. Still number one. Go ahead.
What's that? 7?
Yep.
3 more.
Shit, that's a tough. The last 3's tough. I don't want to just say anybody, man. Damn.
Lil Nas X. Yeah, yup, I'm fucking with you.
Common.
Yeah. Oh damn, that's the first. That's my dude though. Shout out to Common.
That's 8.
Pharaoh Monch. And I got
yeah.
one more, right?
Yeah.
Right.
For shits and giggles, Jay Electronica.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Okay.
Another person. On the
I can't
list.
think of. I just can't think of the last one.
I think.
Yo, so
I think that's the first.
that's solid. That's solid. That's, you know what I mean. That's solid. Everybody always gives us 10, so we appreciate that. So as you put out, like, so right now, you just put out a new project, right? What's it called?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
What's it called? For the people?
Individual.
Indivisible.
No.
Individual?
Individual, but with an S, not a D.
Okay. So with this project,
Oh,
what are you looking to do, or who are you looking to touch, or whatever? You know what I mean? With this particular work.
I just wanted to test my metal, man, because I have no features on here. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. Every album is supposed to be my last, and it just never works out like that. You know what I mean? I don't know.
How many joints on there?
16.
Oh, okay, damn.
16.
You gonna be shooting any videos or anything?
Yeah.
Can we see any videos coming? Or
Yeah, I'll be shooting a video. Yeah, I'll be shooting a video for the first single. Called damn, how the fuck I forget the name of my single? Yeah, I'll be shooting a video for my first single though. I sampled LL Cool J. No, Like I Can. It's called Like I Can. My fault.
And
So I
what
sampled
are your
LL Cool J.
socials?
No rapper to rap.
What are your socials
I'm
so
sorry?
that people can follow you out there?
Rip Shop for Real. Rip Shop for Real on Twitter. And just Rip Shop Sutton on Facebook and Instagram.
before
R.I.P.
before we even let you go out of here, man, is there you know, at this state, you know, it, like, how do you look at hip hop, or what do you feel about hip hop, and where you see it being and going, you know, yourself, you know? So are you down on it, or you see it going down?
It's garbage right now.
Yeah.
It's garbage.
Why do you say that?
Because the focus, like for one, there's no drums anymore. I forgot what it's called, but what they call like the 1-2 flow or whatever. I can't deal with none of that.
Right.
I'm a boom bap nigga. I'm a boom bap nigga,
Yeah, but-
and that's missing.
Nah, it's not
Right.
missing, man. Shit. I'm a producer. I make boom bap beats, but I don't feel like it's missing. I feel like music is progressing, and you can't just stick in the same sound that was cool when you were a kid. You know what I mean?
No.
You feel what I
get
mean?
that.
Like,
but my point is, there needs to be balance.
no, there's
no
balance.
balance.
Well, what do you mean as far as balance? You're talking
Right.
about production-wise. There's no balance.
Just like, okay, back in the days, right? You could go to the record store and be like, damn, I don't know. You got your pick. You got your 2 Live Crew. You got your Public Enemy. You got your
Yeah.
Tribe Called Quest. Yeah, I mean, there's a balance.
There's
Today,
still
one
a balance.
thing.
Today you got your Migos,
I
you got
just think
your
it's one thing.
Conway, you got your Nas, you got your, you know what I'm saying, you got your
Yeah.
DaBaby, you got Kodak, you got,
So
you know, there's
the boom. So the boom bap music to me is the boom bap to me. That shit is like it still differentiates itself. Like there's still the artist. Like it's the
Right.
other, the newer music that
Well-
a lot of shit could sound the same. Like you know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
Well,
that-
See,
I get it,
I disagree with you guys on this because looking back, say I'm a kid, all right. I didn't come up in this music that we came up with. I'm 20. I look back at that music, and that's all gonna sound the same to me. I'm like, oh, they all had break beats and James Brown loops. That's
Nah.
what I'm gonna say.
See, so
Yeah.
Actually, D.O. has a point to an extent because
Well-
there was a time where people sampled James Brown and that's all they
Yeah.
sampled.
well,
Yeah.
listen, no.
Besides Gangstar sampled jazz.
Yo, this is how I see it, man. For real. I feel like you had motherfuckers doing when I first came in, you had motherfuckers doing James Brown. But then you had other motherfuckers doing other shit. Like, see, I knew a lot of the original joints, so I'd be like, oh,
Well, you know what I mean.
I-
All right, I'll take it back. James Brown just use it as a blanket statement. They're sampling that,
Right.
that era of music with a break beat
Right.
and turning the drums up loud. If I'm 20,
Mhm.
I'm gonna say that all sounds the same to me. Like we're saying,
What?
you're saying that this all sounds the same to you. I don't know.
What? Think about this, DL. So you said music, sonically and musically, it sound the same. But what made it different?
What do you mean? What made it? Well, each producer
Like,
took
There
the
was something that made that different. You know what it was?
what?
The main instrument was the MC.
Yeah.
So when MC had the high pitch or middle, however they sound,
Yeah.
listen, we can pull on some songs right now that are out now, and them motherfuckers sound the same, like even as MCs. Where there was a point when you was like, oh, this motherfucker, like I could hear, once in a while you'll hear somebody where they say, oh, they sound similar. Like people would say that about Common and Ed at one point. You know what I'm saying? Or certain shit say. But for the most part, even locally in Boston, every rapper had their different like vocals that made some of that shit, a lot of that shit different. And like made the song, and rest in peace to my brother Guru, but we literally was blazing. And we used to talk about like, yo, how different like voices were, right?
Mhm.
He thought mostly voice, but we used to, and you know me, I used to be joking on motherfuckers, you know. My man Sadat X with that voice, you know what I mean? Or whoever.
Yeah.
There was another dude, man, I forget his name. He had My Style as well. He sounded kind of like King Just.
I'm gonna tell you
Like,
what
I
it was,
see him.
man.
Emulate his
Oh man, you took it back with that, yo.
shit. Or
So-
Yo, when Wu-Tang came out, people forgot about King Just.
I would be in these, I would be back behind the scenes and shit, and I'd be like, kind of like having fun with dudes because their voices were different. Like I was calling the RZA Ruckus. You know what I'm saying? Because he had that on that line, like, you know, I bring the ruckus, whatever.
Bring the motherfucker. Yeah.
So
Every time I see him, and I knew he had the like little style with the lisp. Same thing with Eric Sermon. You know, it was different with him. So I'm around these dudes with all these different voices. But it was also the time of change because then you had running them fucking with Aerosmith. You know what I'm saying? And you had people did Guru doing jazz with live with the greats. And like it was so many different shits going on. You know, to now we fast forward.
I studied this
And
shit, big shit.
Huh?
I studied this shit. I could break it down. I could break you down what I think happened to this shit.
Yeah, well, you know. Oh, one thing before you say that, One thing though, I disagree with too was Big Daddy Kane just recently said on a podcast that hip hop music has no origin because it was based on a sample that was from other records and whatever.
Oh, Drink Champs, yeah, I saw that.
So the reason why I disagree with that is because with samples you still had to be creative. You still had to make like we only knew what samples exactly were when Puffy was doing his thing with the hits. And like I said, the West Coast cast was fucking with Parliament. So you knew those samples. But a lot of shit was so damn obscure, that was the creativity and the thing about it to me that made it like our own thing as fucking this thing of ours as hip hop artists. You know what I mean? So what?
So Big Shook, I'm gonna tell you, this is my personal opinion. This is what I think happened. In 2001, we'll say in the beginning of the new century, the boom bap sound started to become stale. That's when it started to become stale. And you'll remember from like 2001 to 2006, it was hard for the boom bap era rappers to even book global shows. It just wasn't there in that specific time, those few years. You know what I'm saying? And then what's his name came out? Little Johns and the Gucci Mans. And then all our era, all of us were like, oh, this shit's whack. So we started to hate on everything that came out, all the new rap. We started, oh, this ain't what we did. This ain't what we did. I'm being real. This ain't real hip hop. This ain't real hip hop. Then we tried.
Don't forget your train of thought. But listen, do you think when Snoop and them came out, when you were saying that, were you calling that West Coast or boom bap?
West Coast.
Okay, go ahead.
So in this era, we all tried to come out with albums. Every single one of us. We all tried to come out, and it didn't reach the A status for success that we all aim for when we make music. So
I'll be right back, yo.
We stayed getting mad at it. So anyway, Migos comes out. And that's when we really see the success of the new sound. And then every fucking rapper from here to there, from every era, tried to mimic that sound, bro. And I feel like that was the calling card that boom bap was. That just wasn't it anymore.
Also, I don't know. I look like the part I look at different is the fact that like me, I was always considered an underground rapper. You know what I'm saying? Never like platinum, but a persistent enough fan base support, like me, whatever.
Yeah.
But like when you were there, even when Snoop and them came out, and when there was a lot of the synthesizers in that music, and they called it the G-Funk or whatever.
Yeah.
I fucked with it though. I fucked with it heavy.
I was that dude that was fucking with that, so it was more like, even one dude I really wasn't fucking when he came out really was Master P. But then it was like, okay, he was making it still really wasn't my thing.
I never liked his music, but one thing I did see was I never saw that. You go to Best Buy or wherever you go buy your music back then, and every week there'd be like 3 or 4 new No Limit releases every week. Who are these guys? And why am I buying their CD in Lowell, Massachusetts?
But yo, you know what I hated about them though?
I respected that.
They had the ugliest advertisements.
The diamonds and the pit bulls.
Yeah. Remember the shorts and all that? The advertisements, and everyone's advertisement would look the same with the fake jewelry and all. I hated their ads. I hated their ads.
People still bite those art concepts to this day though. Like,
right.
They still steal that shit.
Here's how I got it with that, because I thought it was ingenious because everybody was flashy or wanted to be. And what he did was kind of put a cartoonness to it. Whereas like when you would see that, you knew that was Master P's people. Yeah. Like with the
that's true.
And then you get a Lil Wayne and them cats come out with the Bling Bling song. So all that stuff was just overlapping, and they was all from New Orleans, even though they didn't fuck with each other, they still was from there. And it was like, yo, it kind of was ingenious for the moment, because if people like that didn't show you business-wise, whatever, they were showing you
entrepreneurship.
As the money was coming, You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, let's keep flooding this and get this money while we can right now. Like right now, what's the biggest? I know DL knows, but do you know what the biggest tour is going on right now? Rip.
I couldn't tell you, bro. I don't know.
Shit, basically, it's 50 Cent.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And guess what? So 50 Cent had that sing song type, you know what I mean, music and whatever, and people went to it. But then it had that bump to it too. So it was like he got his own lane now. This motherfucker's doing like a huge tour years later. You see what I'm saying?
Yo, but 50's like the last East Coast superstar. If that makes sense. Like, still keeping it hip hop. 50's boom bap.
Yeah.
He's just the most popular.
Nah.
He's just the most popular.
I don't feel he's boom bap.
He raps on samples. He raps on drum beats.
Yeah, that doesn't make it boom bap though. The drum beat is more to me what makes it the. Yeah.
Okay. Before we go on, let's define what boom bap is.
To me, it's the drums. Sorry, go ahead.
No, but listen. Before he blew, he was rocking on mad boom bap shit. Cause I heard a lot of shit. I heard a lot before a lot of these rap.
Like How to Rob, all that stuff.
I heard a lot of their shit before, even Busta. Like I heard everybody's shit, but I also seen.
But he didn't blow with the boom bap.
And when it was,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
when it was his time, you know, you fucking with Dre. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, Eminem, when he came out, like when he first was rocking.
Oh yeah, you're right. Because Dre's not boom bap. Yeah.
Eminem was rocking boom bap though before he got with Dre. Then
outside. Yeah.
Dre's a genius, bro. Dre saw the future. He knows. He was making boom bap at one point, and he knows, like, all right, this is what it is right now. It's not gonna be right now forever. That, you know, and that's why he's Dr. Dre. That's why he's Dr. Dre, because he knows. He's like, all right, I did that. What's next? I got to invent the new thing. I got to create a new sound. And that's what I feel like a lot is missing, and people seem to get mad when people want to get a new sound. They're like, oh, well, it's not what I do. I'm like, do what you do.
And what producer, you probably know this, and what producer came with these beats that was good for R&B cats and rappers, and it was his own lane. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Timberland?
Yes, 100%. So this dude comes with that stutter step beats that he was making, as people was fucking with that rapping, and they was fucking with his singing.
Yeah.
And like, and you couldn't call that boom bap or whatever else.
Yeah,
it was his own.
It was his own thing, like organized noise in Atlanta. Like that wasn't boom bap.
And Pharrell.
Yeah.
Pharrell was kind of boom bap though. Pharrell and them shit was kind of boom bap though.
Like Rump Shaker.
He made huh?
He made Rump Shaker. That was boom bap, but that was like the only boom bapish one I could really.
Pharrell made Rump Shaker. That's Teddy Riley.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Rex and Effects. Oh, okay.
That's Teddy Riley.
Okay.
Yeah. Pharrell, to me, that clip shit was boom bap. Come on, man.
Right.
That fucking, come on, them shits.
That grinding?
Huh?
Grinding? Hell yeah.
Yeah, but also a couple of them other shits they got in Cotton Dam and a few others. That shit was straight, like.
Hell
and
yeah.
even that Nori shit. What? That shit.
Yeah.
Boom. That shit was boom bap. But cats knew how they regulated. But you know, anyway, we can boom bap it.
Oh, so
and me personally,
Teddy, hold on a second. Sorry, Big Shug. Teddy Riley said that Pharrell contributed production work to the beat, that he didn't make the beat.
Okay.
Yeah, but I know dude was the producer though. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Teddy was, I mean, it's like was dudes get a little something from somebody. Who knows what he contributed? Cause at the time we still here now though, me as an MC, I am one of them dudes that rhymes to a lot of different shit, because like I get this feature work all year, and some of them shits is actually different, but it's shit I could do. It ain't like I changed.
Yeah.
Flow. The flow is a little different on some, like for instance, my man Brady Watts play the bass and bars. Actually, he'll be here the 21st at Middle East upstairs. So he did a joint, which is me, Ed, Michael Christmas, Millie's,
Term.
Pleasure P. Oh shit.
Terminology, Slain maybe.
Yeah, Slane's on there.
Did you say Pleasure P?
Huh?
Did you say Pleasure P?
Yeah.
Ain't that a singer from that group?
Nah, he whatever he is, he's a rapper on this thing. But so
I
what?
thought it was a singer. Okay.
What I'm saying is, so the beat is totally like different, like you know what I mean. But when you bring it to me, I'm someone who gets ambidextrous with that flow. So the flow fit right in that I put for that, and I don't necessarily like that all the time. But on that song, and then there was some cats in North Carolina, right? North Carolina, they hit me for a feature, whatever, and it was kind of a trap type joint. But I rhyme like, I'm rhyming with that. All they did was, I got some joints out there where the flow is whatever that song was, but all they did was some of the mix, how they started that, they did that in the like how they, what? Like when I got the beat, I always credit myself to that type of MC. So if the motherfucker can bring a didgeridoo, you know, y'all know what a didgeridoo is? Nah.
Yeah.
No.
It's this crazy ass instrument. You gotta look it up.
It's the Australian shit. Every time you see anything that takes place in Australia, it goes wong 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 wong. Makes it sound like that.
I learned about that years ago, but I'm saying I can rock to that if they gonna say, yo, this is what the beat is, you know what I mean? So, but yo, we ain't gonna hold you no long. Man,
Hey, so let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Yo, you ever do this? If someone asks you to feature on something, right? You have a right to something else?
What do you
and
mean?
Not that beat?
Yeah.
Huh?
So boom, let me tell you. So I always got rhymes, like, so I write rhymes in my head, but I also have them down on paper. So I got like 10 rhymes or so right now. So if the beat.
No. I mean, say you're not feeling that track, but you wrote to something else.
Nah.
You ever do that? No.
Because listen, if I'm not feeling, this is how it works. If I'm not feeling the track, so when these dudes come for features and shit, first of all, I never really heard nothing that I wasn't feeling, except for a few like years back when it be silly as hell. So that was some other shit. But now it's almost like people bring you something, and even if it's different, I'm saying, okay, I'm gonna rock this. I'm gonna do, you know what I mean? So man, and trust me, there's many songs around the world with Big Sugar on them, like, cause that's what they do. They feature and play from here to fucking Istanbul. But I never got one where I was like, yo, this shit's kind of trash, but I'm doing it because they paying me. Nah, this shit was already able to, you know, I can rock on it. So ask me, you know what I'm saying? Now, one dude, like sometimes you get a person that's like a little stupid, right? Because they'll be like, yo, that shit is tight, but yo, I was looking for like another militia. Now, if somebody say some shit like that, I say, listen, I tell you what.
I was looking for another Primo. I didn't find it.
Yeah, whatever. and I get each across the board that I know they trying to sound like Frank. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I get a lot of these R&B and these newer beats too. So, but when the dude said that to me, I tell you what. So we can take that song back. I'll take that whole shit back, and we do another one. You can pay for another one. You know what I mean? Or I take it back, whatever, and I'll keep that pause and you keep it moving. And then he was like, oh, nah, man. I mean, he said, he hit me the next day, and then he goes, yo, man, that shit is fire. Blah, blah, blah. No, nigga, when you went around, motherfuckers, they told you what they was feeling, and you. Because guess what? It's like you or anybody else. If you seek me out for a feature, like, you know, like, oh, Suge can do this or this. This why you paying me. So, like, no, so it ain't like you're going to give me some shit and I'm going to be like, yo, there's no way of me just saying, I'm just going to say some stupid shit. Because guess what? that shit is your legacy for life. I got joints all. Yo, I go do shows. I go on tour overseas. Motherfuckers be yelling out songs. I don't know what the fuck them shits are, but I know I must have did it. You know what I'm saying? That's the point. So I understand if I gotta learn it, then I do. But I mean, you know, and to answer that question after running all sideways, like, nah, if I got rhymes already, so they can go to a beat you gave me. Like say I got something I could I definitely that should be happening. But sometimes a lot of times with me, when I hear that shit too, I'm like, oh, I gotta write this shit differently because the flow's gonna be. You know what I mean? But anyway, man, though, we appreciate you coming through, brother. You know what I mean?
Thank you for having me.
We can, you know, what's that project that's out now? You just say that one more time for the people.
Individual.
And where can they find?
On all platforms, all digital platforms.
All right, man. Yo, we appreciate you stopping by, brother. It's always love.
Thank you for having me, bro.
And peace.
Peace.
All right. Shout to Chef Tanya. She had to dip out for a little bit. So Big Shug, what else? You got any other stories of the week?
Hold on a second. Oh, no story. I just got first and foremost, you know, we're in the football season, so I just want to be like, you know, I'm always excited this time of year. The baseball team that I represent is Trashmatic, so, you know, it is what it is. Shout out to Coco Golf, too, for winning that championship. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, she's amazing. But that's about it with me on that level. You got any more things you want to say before I get to this dumb motherfucker?
Man, so when you were growing up, I know this happened a little bit before your time, but when you were growing up, was the JFK assassination like still the talk of the town? Everyone talking about what they think happened and this or that. Did you talk about that a lot? Or hear people talking about it? Because we're from Massachusetts, so I want, you know.
I was very, very young, very single digit young. You know what I mean? So I just could feel the sadness, you know what I mean, throughout the town or whatever, because when Martin Luther King was assassinated, people had riots and tore shit up, and it was really, really crazy. Grove Hall and other places and Boston City. and people were sad, so I could feel the sadness, but I can't really say how the people exactly were.
My opinion on why gun laws are so strict in Massachusetts is because JFK got his head blown off on live TV, and this is where he was from, you know. But anyway, Clint Hill, a 90-year-old Secret Service agent who was the bodyguard of John F. Kennedy's wife, says that 90 years old. This happened in 1963, and in 2023, 60 years later, this guy decides to tell his side of the story and this and that. He's on his deathbed. He's trying to sell a book, I would imagine. He says that there's no doubt in his mind that Lee Harvey Oswald killed John F. Kennedy by himself, and anyone who thinks that because of where the bullets are, he picked up the bullet and moved it and put it somewhere else, and that's why. But so what do you think about this, Big Shug? Why are you saying this now, 60 years later? And if that's true, you're a terrible law enforcement officer. You moved the bullet that went through the president's head. You put it somewhere else. Put it in your pocket and then put it somewhere else. Are you serious?
Here's another thing.
What?
Here's another thing about these ridiculous stories of when people arrest guys at this point when they're 90 and 80, whatever. Yeah. To me, really right now, it's really, who cares about that shit? So be it. I mean, that's really where we're at. It's there's so much we got to deal with and what we have to do. I have no say about that silliness. To me, it's silly because I don't even care. Abe wasn't my man. So Abe wasn't even the Abe Lincoln really. Yeah. Even way back there, that shit wasn't even the advocate people thought. Or John JFK was, but it is what it is, you know. So
Abraham Lincoln gets a lot of credit because the slaves were freed during his presidency, which is good. But he was really more concerned with keeping the Union together than he was
Right.
with him personally, with freeing anybody. You know, so
And also,
he was looking for
and
votes.
his bigger contribution to the world than that was anybody today who rocks the beard without a mustache. You know what I mean?
Amish people, yeah.
Because people still say to this day, oh, you got the Abe Lincoln.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Oh, it's like, it is what it is, yo.
But I will
But
say this about the JFK thing. It is an interesting, when you go back and watch the footage, I don't know, man. There may or may not have been more than one person doing it, but if that was just Lee Harvey Oswald, he was a fantastic marksman to be able to to shoot that far. But if you ever do go back and watch the footage, you do see acts of unselfish like heroism, because there are men running towards that limousine to get the president's wife out of there. They're under fire. They're under fire. You know what I mean? And they're rushing towards it. So it's interesting to see them actually, like, everyone's like, oh, that's a crazy job to have, and that's the shit you got to deal with, maybe. So I just thought, I didn't know if you thought about that, because it just came out yesterday. This guy is claiming that the reason why the bullet is over here is because I picked it up and moved it. What?
what's your last? And your last name is Latch, right?
Yeah.
It's not Kennedy.
Nah. Hell no.
Yeah, you never know. I'm fucking with you. Yo. But anyway, man.
Kennedy flipped it. I wasn't alive back then, but Kennedy like flipped it for the Irish in America. The Irish were like a joke up until that point. Like they had it really bad when they got here for a couple hundred years, but him becoming president really flipped it for them. It really did.
Question. And like, the Irish were on that Ellis Island, and we all know the story of that. And if you don't know about Ellis Island today, like y'all like to do, Google it and look it up. But
yeah, like they arrived to Ellis Island during the Civil War, and they were saying, "Oh, welcome to America, Bill O'Malley. Here's a gun. Go get on that boat. You got to go down south and and fight a whole bunch of people."
Then you're gonna be fighting these other people that are Italians.
Yeah.
Right? Who also on the Ellis Island with you.
Yeah.
So, and we're gonna create gangs. So it's a lot to it, man. It's a lot to unpack.
Oh yeah.
But yo, right about now, right?
Oh shit.
What time
Stupid
is
as hell. It is that time of the week.
Stupid as hit it now, right? Stupid as hell, right? So, a PNC Bank in Hollywood, California. PNC Partner in Crime. That's a good one, man. Shout out to the boot camp, Smith & Wesson, man, with that. But a PNC Bank in Hollywood, California, an elderly man allegedly handed a teller a note that said, "Give me the money," right? Old ass dude. The bank teller pretended not to see the note and handed a bank withdrawal slip to the robber, who stated, "I'm not here for that. I'm here to rob you." Old ass. The teller pretended she was having computer issues and asked the man to take a seat, pointing to a chair. He did. Wow. As the man was sitting waiting, police were alerted and rushed to the scene and arrested James Kelly, age 77. She didn't offer him a bottle of water while he waited. He thought she was pretty rude. So, although a simple story, it just shows you that some shit is just, people just is stupid, because he's 77 years old and he went to rob the bank and she told him to sit down and he did, right? So while he's sitting down, she alerted the police and Mr. James Kelly was arrested on site. And that is this year. This actually happened shit about a week ago. Yeah. So stupid shit is happening every goddamn day out here, you know? But he's this sweet, stupid as hell. And it's like that.
Oh, yeah. That was hilarious. Damn, I thought at first when you started telling me, I thought we had already done that guy, but I guess I just heard about him this week, too. I must have just heard about it somewhere else, too, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't mess with that chump. No, I didn't know him before. I did Mr. Meth Burger, you know what I mean, and all that. You know what I'm saying? and the other dude robbing the
Bro.
bank with a bunny.
Have you been
Robbing the bank with a
watching
bunny's.
Winning
Huh?
Time? Did you start Winning Time yet? HBO?
Oh, nah.
Oh my God, it's so good. You're gonna love it. You as a
What are you in?
I'm on
what are you
season
into?
I'm on season 2, like episode 7. There I think season finale of season 2 is next week.
Yo, the most times I usually get to do that too, so it's close in like the weekend and late week. So I'm gonna definitely do that, man, because I like the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Super the Celtics,
What?
you know, the Celtics Lakers rivalry now it's really heated up, you know what I mean, in the show. It's, you know,
Wait.
it's good.
What happened to Chef Tanya to go anyway?
Oh, she had to go. She had to be out by 7:30, so she left.
Runs. Oh, nah, that's messed up. Imagine you just like, yo, shit.
Nah, she had she had to go to the gym.
I guess we're gonna get up out of here, man. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
Yeah, that was a good one. Fuck yeah. The
I
Danger
know you
Zone
like that.
podcast, episode 84. Damn. Fucking
84, man. We in the books, man. We're gonna keep it moving, man.
4 more
Listen,
months.
shout
4 more months and we'll be episode 100. We got to do something good for episode 100. Maybe we'll have like a shorter interviews and a few people call in one episode.
I mean, we could.
Maybe
See
some
what
returning guests.
Huh?
Maybe some returning guests could call back in.
Yeah, that could happen. You know what I'm saying? We gonna have somebody, man, come through next week that's pretty on supply shit. So
Oh yeah.
we'll just keep pushing this thing, man. You know? We appreciate y'all, though, man. Listen, and remember, excuses have no purpose, so don't make them.
Don't make them.
And as we grow, we glow. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to continue to be here. And for all those people that listen, all out there, man, continue to put that best foot forward, man. You know, accomplish your goals, man, and keep pushing. Keep pushing. Even though it might seem a little, man, dark and like it ain't happening, you got to keep pushing, man. That's what we do. Big Shug, Mr. DL,
Hell yeah.
Sean, your core had to be out. But we're going to catch you next week. Peace.
Peace.
On my dog.
On my dark days, I chopped crack on the regular. Ran up in spots and clapped on the regular. Took big fat ass stacks from the register. No matter how hard they tried, they still couldn't measure them. Hard I had.